In ancient Ireland, stories are told of creatures that lurk in the darkness, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal their sinister nature. On the darkest nights, when the mist covers the fields, these beings emerge from a parallel reality. These creatures, shrouded in legends that have been told by firelight for generations, inhabit every corner of this land. In this video, we will meet 9 creatures of Irish mythology. Number 1. Aatach. The Aatach is a small, hunchbacked creature with a grotesque and menacing appearance. He is usually dressed in dark, shabby clothes. The Aatach is not just a weird little guy, he is undead. His skin is pale and his eyes shine with a malevolent glow. He needs to consume human blood to survive, very much in the style of the vampires we know. It feeds on the blood of the living to maintain its undead existence. In addition to being creepy, it has magical powers. He can rise from the dead, so even if you manage to kill him, he can rise from the grave and continue to wreak havoc. He uses his magic to control and terrorize the people in the area where he lives. The local people live in constant fear of his return. During the day, he hides in his grave and only comes out at night to look for victims. Its resting place is usually a burial mound or a shallow grave, to which it always returns after feeding. He is notorious for terrorizing nearby villages, demanding blood tribute and wreaking havoc. His presence is a constant source of fear and superstition. One of the best-known legends about him comes from County Derry. He is said to have been a cruel chieftain who practiced dark magic. His subjects murdered him, but he rose as the undead and began to demand blood to quench his unquenchable thirst. Desperate, the villagers consulted a druid who told them that they should kill him with a sword made of yew wood and bury him face down, covered with rowan thorns. Only in this way could they finally prevent the Aatach from being resurrected. Number 2. Alp Luaka. The Alp Luaka is a small, slender worm or salamander. It usually has a dark color, such as black or brown, and a slimy, slippery texture. This parasite prefers to live in damp, dark places, such as near rivers, swamps, and under rocks in forests. These environments provide the ideal environment for it to survive and find new victims. It preys on humans while they sleep, especially those who sleep outdoors or in natural environments. Night is its preferred time to invade its victims. The most distinctive feature of this creature is its ability to become a parasite inside the human body. It enters through the mouth while the person is sleeping, especially if the mouth is open. Once inside the body, the creature settles in the stomach and feeds on nutrients from the food the person ingests. The victim begins to suffer from insatiable hunger and weakens as the creature absorbs all the nutrients, leaving the human completely malnourished. Its small size and hidden nature make it extremely difficult to detect. Affected people may not be aware of the creature's presence until symptoms become severe. There are several traditional methods of getting rid of it. One of the most common ways is to have the victim consume large quantities of salty foods and then drink large quantities of water. This forces the worm to leave in search of fresh water. Number 3. Cou Seedhe. This being is a giant dog, much larger than a common dog, almost the size of a calf. Its coat can vary from dark green to pure white, although in some versions of the story, its coat is said to be black as night. Its eyes, capable of striking terror into anyone who meets its gaze, can be a deep green or a deep red. One of the most feared features of the Cou Seedhe is its howl, which can be heard from great distances and is a harbinger of death. According to legend, if you hear it 3 times, your fate is sealed and death approaches unless you take steps to appease the spirit. This creature is not only large, it also possesses extraordinary speed and strength, allowing it to move swiftly through difficult terrain and pursue its prey with unparalleled ferocity. This supernatural dog acts as a guardian of the sacred mounds and hills, known as Seedhe, where the fairies reside. It protects these places from intruders and guides the souls of the dead to the other world. It is often found in rural areas, mountains, and remote hills. In some traditions, rituals are performed to appease it, such as leaving offerings on sacred hills or performing acts of respect for nature and the fairies. Number 4. Doar Chu. considerably larger than a common otter, similar in size to a large dog. The Doar Chu has a thick, water-resistant coat, usually dark in color. Although it is sometimes described as having white patches, its tail is strong and powerful, perfect for fast swimming, and its claws are sharp and lethal, ideal for hunting and defense. The Doar Chu is an excellent swimmer, able to move with agility in the water. It can be found in lakes and rivers in Ireland, but beware, it is known to be very aggressive and territorial. If you get too close to its territory, it may attack you without mercy. It emits loud screeches and roars that can be heard from a long distance. These sounds are so terrifying that they cause fear in those who hear them. It is generally a solitary creature, although it is sometimes seen in pairs. It is fiercely protective of its territory and its mate, and is said to be very vengeful if provoked. One of the most famous stories about the Doar Chu comes from the county of Leitrim. In 1722, a woman named Grace Connolly was attacked and killed by this creature. Her husband, upon finding her body, killed the Doar Chu, but was then hunted down and eventually killed by the monster's mate. Grace's grave in Conwall Cemetery has an inscription and a picture of the Doar Chu, a testament to this terrifying legend. There are several local stories of Doar Chu attacks on people and animals. In some accounts, people are said to have tried to hunt or chase the creature away, but often end up falling victim to its ferocity. In addition, some legends suggest that the creature protects hidden treasures in lakes and rivers. Number 5. Lanan Seedhe. The Lanan Seedhe is described as a woman of extraordinary beauty and seductiveness. Those who have seen her describe her as beautiful, with delicate features and a presence that seems unearthly. Her hair is long and luxurious, dark or red in color, cascading around her face and shoulders. Her eyes are hypnotic, emerald green or deep blue, capable of bewitching anyone who looks directly into them. She is always dressed in elegant clothes made of fine materials like silk. This being can inspire artists, poets, and musicians. She offers her love and inspiration to those who are creative, helping them to reach levels of genius in their work. But this gift of inspiration comes at a cost. It is said that those who fall in love with the Lanan Seedhe and accept its inspiration live intense but short lives. Their creativity flourishes, but at the cost of their vitality, and they often die young. In some versions of the legend, the creature feeds on the life energy of its lovers, like a kind of spiritual vampire. Its love and influence are both a blessing and a curse. In addition, it possesses magical abilities, including the ability to cast spells and manipulate mortals. He can appear and disappear at will, and has the power to influence the dreams and thoughts of his lovers. Resides in enchanted places such as forests, sacred hills, and other places associated with the fairy world. It prefers to interact with humans who have artistic or creative talent, seeking out sensitive souls who can be molded by its influence. Many stories tell of the tragedy of those who fall in love with this creature. Though they experience unparalleled creativity, their lives are quickly consumed under the influence of this fatal muse. Number 6. Bananach. The Bananach is a ghostly and spectral being. It is a female entity, although its appearance may vary. It is not easy to describe the Bananach, for her form is vague and nebulous, as if shrouded in mist and smoke. Its garments, rags, or dark robes flow around it, as if made of shadows. What is truly disturbing about the Bananach is its role as a harbinger of death and destruction. Their appearance often precedes catastrophic events, especially battles and massacres. Similar to the Banshee, the Bananach emits a blood-curdling scream or wail that heralds death. This sound is piercing and can be heard from great distances. In addition, the Bananach has the ability to appear and disappear at will. Its presence can be felt before it is seen, and it often manifests itself on battlefields. It appears among fallen and dying warriors, observing the bloodshed and even inciting it in some stories. In addition to battlefields, the Bananach can also be found in other places of great tragedy and death, such as sites of executions and assassinations. It acts as a kind of death watcher, observing and, in some stories, guiding the souls of the deceased to the afterlife. Many Irish legends mention the Bananach in the context of great battles. It is said that his appearance can demoralize warriors and predict the unfavorable outcome of a battle. In some accounts, The Bananak is associated with gods of war and destruction, serving as an emissary or messenger of these divine powers. Before I continue with the video, I want to remind you about the channel's membership function. By joining, you help me in an incredible way, allowing me to be less dependent on views and advertisers and giving me the freedom to continue creating content that I am truly passionate about. Thank you for considering joining, and a special thanks to everyone who is already part of this community. Your support makes a huge difference. Number 7. Cluricon. The Cluricon is a small man, similar in stature to a leprechaun. He has an elderly appearance with a long white beard. He dresses in elegant but somewhat worn clothes in shades of red or green. Unlike leprechauns, who are known for their mischief and gold, Cluricons are famous for their love of alcohol. They love to drink wine or beer and greatly enjoy the nightlife. Although they love to drink, they do not tolerate thieves and make sure that no one else steals the wine or beer. These little creatures are mischievous, but they can also be friendly. Their mischief may include spoiling wine or moving objects around the house. However, if you treat them well, they can reward you with good luck and an abundance of drink. They prefer to live in cellars and pantries in human homes where they have access to a good supply of wine and beer. It enjoys human company and takes up residence in homes where it feels welcome. It is a nocturnal creature and is active in the evening, singing and drinking until the early hours of the morning. Unlike other Feeric beings that may be more integrated into communities, the Cluricon is solitary and independent. They enjoy their own company and drink. Many local stories tell of wineries haunted by Cluricons, where the owners find themselves with an inexhaustible supply of wine and a cellar always in order thanks to its magical inhabitant. In some legends, the Cluricon not only protects the house from thieves, but also from other evil spirits, acting as a guardian while you enjoy your drink. Number 8. Marrow. The Marrow are aquatic beings, similar to mermaids, who inhabit the deep waters of the sea around Ireland. Both male and female Marrow are said to exist. The female Marrow are particularly striking. They are beautiful, with long green hair that moves like seaweed, blue eyes, and pale skin. Curiously, they wear a red cap, known as a Corrig and Don or Cohaleen Druith, which is what allows them to live underwater. Now, the male Marrow are not so graceful. In fact, their appearance is rather grotesque, with scales, flat noses, and green fish-like faces. They are also much less sociable and are rare to see. Marrow can transform into humans when they are on land, but they need their magic cap to be able to return to the sea. Without it, they are trapped in their human form. Female Marrow are known for their benevolent nature and their attraction to humans. There are many stories of Marrow marrying human men and living on land. However, these stories often end in tragedy when the Marrow find their cap and return to the sea, leaving their human families behind. In addition, the Marrow have a beautiful voice and incredible musical talent. Their songs can enchant sailors and lure them to the sea. They are also said to possess human souls trapped in small jars under the sea, which gives them a longer lifespan and allows them to maintain their beauty. They live in luxurious palaces under the sea, decorated with pearls and coral, places of great beauty and splendor. Although they can be friendly, they can also be dangerous, especially the male Marrow. Stories range from romantic encounters to warnings about the dangers of following a Marrow out to sea. Number 9. Puka. This being is a shapeshifter, known to take on the appearance of animals such as horses, goats, dogs, rabbits, and foxes. Puka can also transform into a humanoid form, with animal characteristics such as pointed ears or a tail. His most notable ability is precisely this ability to shapeshift and use his transformations to interact with humans in mischievous or sometimes benevolent ways. He is known to be a prankster. His antics can range from the harmless to the dangerous. For example, in the form of a horse, he can take travelers on wild and uncontrolled rides through the night, leaving them in remote places. The Puka's pranks can be harmless, such as scaring livestock or hiding tools, but they can also be more sinister, causing loss or accidents if provoked. In some legends, the Puka can talk to humans, offering advice or warnings. However, its words should not always be taken at face value, as it may have hidden agendas. It is found in rural and wild areas, such as mountains, forests, and farmland. It prefers places far from civilization, where it can move freely without being detected. This creature is closely associated with nature and the changing seasons. It is said to appear most frequently during Samhain, the Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. In some legends, the Puka acts as a guardian of certain sacred places, protecting these sites from intruders or desecrators. Remember to join channel members to support me, subscribe, like, and comment what you thought of the video, and suggesting new topics is also something that helps me a lot.